Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've seen y'all and actually filmed a video, but last semester of college was very stressful and very busy, so I really put YouTube on a back burner to focus on my schoolwork and extracurricular activities. So today I decided to film a what's on my iPad video. I feel like now I can really explain and how I use this, but this was the best thing that I had in college. It was my holy grail. So I'm going to show you guys what's on my iPad, and maybe in the future we could do a more in detail of how I use all of the apps and use everything that I have on here. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So if you look here, I just have my lock screen, which is like a vision board that I made on Canva and added these little details on Procreate and stuff. So when you get into my main page, I can show you my wallpaper. The thing I have on my home screen is this. This was made all in Procreate. Just some little squiggly line. It's cute. And then on the front page here, which is mainly filled with all my entertainment stuff, I have Pinterest. You know, always looking for a good vibe. And then I have YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel now. I only have 4 videos. I'm going to make it a lot better over the summer. And I have YouTube TV. This is like, I watch this instead of having a cable. We have YouTube TV in my household, which I really prefer because you can get it on any device. So I have it like everywhere. When I'm traveling, I can watch it. It's very easy to use. Just have all my shows that I like to watch, and I have a library and everything full of all my favorite shows. 90 Day Fiancé is by far my favorite. And if you ever want to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, please feel free, because I can talk about it for hours. I absolutely love that show. And next we have ESPN, which is one of my favorite apps that I use all the time. I always watch sports and live events here. The events that don't come on TV, you can watch it on the ESPN app as long as you sign in with your TV provider. And I mainly use this because I'm a broadcasting major with a sports media concentration. So I'm like always watching sports and everything. Right now I'm really watching softball and baseball because that's what season we're in. And I have Apple TV, which I don't really use often, simply because it's not really shows on here that I like really love to watch. So I don't really use that much. Then I have Netflix. And I just finished watching the Selena series, and I'm like obsessed with it, loved it. Then I have Prime Video, which I rarely ever click on. The only reason I have it on here is because you have the student discount if you have Amazon Prime. And then I have my default apps, which is FaceTime, Message, Camera, all that stuff that I typically do not use at all. Like, I don't really use any of this. It's just here. Then I have my YouTube Studio, which is like the behind the scenes of creating videos on YouTube. Then I have the News On app. This is another great thing to use if you're a broadcasting major. You can literally watch live, local, nationwide news anywhere. So like I can just go to Charlotte, North Carolina, even though I don't watch local news in North Carolina because I don't live there. But I can easily have access to like older news episodes. And a great thing to do if you're a broadcasting major is to watch others. You can learn a lot and figure out who your favorites and what style they have that you would like to embody and stuff like that. Then I have podcasting with a podcast app. I really don't listen to podcasts that often. I have like listened to 2. And the one I've used is like the Mindful Mindset. That's a good one. I probably didn't say that right. Yeah. So I have the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation. I really love this one. This is a good podcast. Then I have the News app, which I don't really open that much. And down here in my dock, I have Mail, Instagram. I don't even know why I have Instagram on here. Yeah, like I'm not even logged into it, but here's a good time to plug my Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram at BrieXWalton. I'm trying to create more content on there with reels, Instagram stories, and posts. So follow along. And I have my Safari, which yeah, so in Safari I have the font pulled up, which is one of my favorite websites. It's really the typical thing that I go in here for. It's just to find something that I can use in like my GoodNotes and everything like that. Then next we have Procreate, also one of my favorite things. I use this to make like bullet journal quotes and stuff because I do my bullet journal digitally. So I just find a quote on Pinterest and then type it in here and add a cool effect. Like we can watch this one. So it's like video, time lapse, very simple thing to do. If you'd like a Procreate tutorial, please let me know and then we can try to use it because I kind of have got it figured out. But like I said, with my wallpaper, this is my iPad lock screen and home screen right here. I like all my devices to have a cohesive look, so I have my iPad lock screen and then my wallpaper on the home screen, and I have my desktop, my computer wallpaper, and then I have my phone wallpaper here. So I just like all of them to look the same and have like the same vibe to them. And then once I get out of Procreate, I have my GoodNotes right here, and here I just have my bullet journal and content planner. I did have like all my school classes in here in like a notebook. I took them all out because it's summertime and I'm out of school right now, and I kind of just wanted to wash that semester away and just declutter my GoodNotes. But like I said, I do have my bullet journal in my GoodNotes because I cannot finish a paper GoodNotes. Well, I cannot finish a paper bullet journal simply because it just takes too much of my time and a lot of effort, and I really have a creative outlook, and sometimes I just cannot execute that on paper simply because I don't have hand lettering skills yet or basic drawing skills, and I feel like this just looks way better and cleaner to me. When I did bullet journaling on paper, I always had like eraser marks and everything, and I just wasn't satisfied with the way it looked, and I couldn't actually use it because I just didn't like it. So I have this and then that on there, everything. I haven't even filled this out yet, but this is what I use that for. And if you like a tutorial on how I like made this spread and everything, or make more spreads on my channel, please comment that down below as well. We could do like a monthly bullet journal spread type thing. That would be cool. And then I have my music app. I listen to music all the time, and like recently I just decided to pull up Rod Wave's album and Queen's Misunderstood album and like shuffle those together, and that's been my favorite playlist ever. And so on my playlist I have literally everything. I have a Everything 2010s, which got like millions of songs on here. This like 2010 to present playlist kind of thing. And I have my 90s R&B essentials, which I just downloaded from Apple Music. I really like their playlist. And I have my Beyonce box because like we love Beyonce. Then I have my cowgirl thing playlist, country music. Then we have Then I have a hottie playlist. It's full of like female rappers and female musicians. And I have the Janine Aiko album, and then a singing vibe, and a 2000s throwback, which is also a great time. That's literally have 101 songs on it. And then next, once I swipe the screen, I have like all my school and work things. So I have reminders, and I have a Google Calendar, which there's nothing in that Google Calendar. I'm trying to switch to Google Calendar because it's just a little bit more, I like the way it looks a little bit more than Apple Calendar. Then I have my notes, which don't really use that much. Then I have the minimalist. It is a to-do list on the iPad, and I have used it before. I just don't use it now that I got my bullet journal here. That's just no purpose of that anymore. Then I have my files, app store, and here's my school like homework portals thingy where it shows all my grades, which is Blackboard. Then I have all my Microsoft apps, so like Word. And I actually like the way Word looks on the iPad. It honestly looks just like the desktop one, like the desktop Word. I don't use it that often unless I'm like, I don't use it that often unless I am like pulling it up for, yeah, like I can't even get into it. I don't typically use the Word on the iPad that often. Usually if I do use Word or anything like that, I always have it like exported into GoodNotes where I can just write on the document directly. You can do that in Word as well, but I do find that sometimes when I click on the words, it tend to start typing with the new Apple Pencil update to where it's like the continuously writing, and then you can text, then you can actually like write text and stuff. I do find that mess with the Word a little bit when it comes to like highlighting and stuff. And then after Word, I have Outlook and PowerPoint, OneDrive, all that good stuff, and then Google Drive and Docs and stuff. The Google Docs is one of my favorites. I think I switched from Word. Like, this is everything, my whole school life here with like news scripts, because I did work with SGTV Nightly News at USC, so we have like a whole script here that we use in Google Docs and Google Drive. That's why I want to switch to like everything Google, because that just seemed to work better for me. And I feel like when I take notes in Google, and Google Docs, it's like a little bit more cleaner to me. Like, I have these notes for like my heavy lectures, and I can do the star circle, and I just like the way this look a lot better than anything you can do in Word or Pages. And I have Grammarly, you know, Chrome. Then I have Zoom. Obviously, I went to college in a corona-filled year, so having Zoom on all my devices was like a must, simply because things got scheduled at the exact same times. And I would have to go to like Zoom on my computer and then Zoom on my iPad, which worked out well. Then I have Keynote, which I don't use. I feel like Keynote on the iPad is just a little too difficult. It's like, it takes more time than what you would if you were doing it on an actual computer. But it definitely works, and I feel like if you had the iPad Smart Keyboard, it would work a lot better. But I don't have that because I don't really type on my iPad that much. Then I have the Create folder, which is Canva. Canva is one of my ride or die apps. Like I was designing an outro here, and I did that in Canva, and then like moved some of it into Procreate. Those two combo apps are like my absolute favorite to use. Then I have Magic Eraser. Magic Eraser is also one of my favorite apps to use when it comes to like bullet journaling or anything without like a transparent background on. So I could just take a photo, which I just got all this random stuff in here, like this one that I got from Pinterest, and just crop it, boom, and then delete the background, and then like use those into elements into my bullet journal, like as you can see here. That's how I did. That's like exactly where those came from, was that Magic Eraser. And then next I have Fonto. Really what I use Fonto for is like all of my bullet journal planning. That it also gives a transparent background. And like we saw earlier on my Safari, I was on the fonts, and I can just install the fonts here onto Fonto, which is very easy. All you gotta do is download and then hit and then share it to Fonto, and then you have all your fonts here, which I really like. And this is how I do all my headings, like in the bullet journal here, like that. It's done in Fonto, and I just use the highlighter tool here and just outline the words. That's how it looks like. That's how I got it to look like that. Then I have Photoshop, which I don't use. I was trying to learn how to use it, but I just didn't feel like it was worth paying for, so I don't use it. And then I have Any Fonts. Any Fonts I have used. I find it easier. I think it uploads to like your whole iPad, and like upload fonts into your actual things on every app. But I haven't used it in a long time, simply because I just like the fonts better. Then I have a Lightroom, which I don't use on here often. I have before, and I think it's free on the iPad, and that's like the main reason why I have it on here. And then I have Quizlet, which is, you know, a college staple, school staple, everything. Quizlet is like a ride or die app. It gets you through everything. Then I have Duolingo, which I use quite a I would say I use it quite a bit. I use it a good amount simply because I'm trying to learn a little bit more Spanish. And that's what Duolingo and Babbel both is for, learning a different language. And then I have my calendar here. This is what I used during the school year. Like, literally, look at this. This was my weeks. This is like a month of college for me. I was very busy last semester, as we can see. But I really had this organized well, and that's why I didn't switch to Google Calendar until after I got out of school, because I just didn't want to take the time to redo all this. And then I have my Photos app, which I don't have like personal photos on here. I just have like the little stuff that I do in like Procreate to make things. That's the only thing that's in here. And yeah, that's all for my iPad. Now that that portion of the video is over, I'm going to tell you and talk about the iPad and kind of do I feel like the iPad is worth it. For me, I feel like it was completely worth it. I didn't use it that much in high school, so if you're a high school student, I don't think you should purchase this for high school. It's not really gonna affect anything or make anything better or anything like that. I just didn't use this in high school except for entertainment purposes. But when I got in college, that's when I completely switched to a paperless student, except for one professor who required everything to be written on paper. Let's not even get into that because that was very annoying to me. But it is what it is. What made the iPad very worth it for me was that I had everything saved under one device, and it's super light and easy to carry around. Going to a big school like USC, it made walking and everything a lot easier without having to carry pounds of books and notebooks and pencil and paper and computer and all that on my back. This was just a lot easier. Is it a necessity? No. But it is worth it if you have it, or you can get one of those computers that double as a tablet and an actual typing computer. My roommate had one of those and it worked just as well. So I think the iPad is worth it. I used it every day of college and I still use it every day now in the summertime with the bullet journal and notes and everything like that. It really allowed me to be very creative with what I was doing on it, what I was creating digitally and everything like that. So in that aspect, it is worth it. And another great thing about it is that it can sync onto all your devices. So like all my school notes, I could put it on my iPad and it'll sync to my phone and sync to my laptop. And that was very convenient. That was one of my favorite things about it. So no matter where I was or where I was at, I could always go onto my notes and look at them.